every NFL draft bust can get multiple second chances like Mayfield and Darnold did.
NFL stands for not for long, if you keep that up. And it may be not for long for McCarthy in Minnesota.
These 10 recent first-round picks don't pick it up in 2026, well, they're in serious danger of going down as mega draft busts. J.J. McCarthy. The Minnesota Vikings drafted the Michigan cornerback with the number 10 pick in 2024. Unfortunately, a knee injury forced McCarthy to miss his entire rookie season, prompting the Vikings to roll with Sam Darnold. And, well, you know the rest. Darnold had a career year in Mini, leading them to a 14-3 season. Confident with McCarthy's abilities, however, the Vikings let Darnold walk to free agency. Darnold, of course, went on to sign a 3-year deal with the Seattle Seahawks. The injury bug continued to eat at McCarthy in 2025, however. He was limited to 10 games, completing just 57.6% of pass attempts for 11 touchdowns and 12 interceptions for a 72.6 passer rating. While McCarthy face-planted in 2025, that Sam Darnold guy did nothing but lead the Seahawks to a 14-3 record. Oh, and a victory over the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Not half bad, huh? After his release from the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray signed a one-year deal with the Vikings, providing big-time QB competition for McCarthy. So now, the pressure is officially on. 2026 is McCarthy's last chance to shed the bust label in Minnesota. Marvin Harrison Jr. If Harrison were a second-round pick, nobody would complain about his production. But you gotta remember, Harrison Jr., the son of Pro Football Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison, was touted as a generational wide receiver prospect ahead of the 2024 NFL Draft. The Arizona Cardinals used the number 4 pick on Harrison Jr. He had a good but not great rookie year, tallying 62 receptions for 885 yards and 8 touchdowns. Surely he would go off in year 2, right? No, Harrison missed 5 games, finishing with 41 catches for 608 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tight end Trey McBride turned in a career year, while third-year wideout Michael Wilson unexpectedly hit 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. With Arizona using the number 3 pick on Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, Harrison Jr.'s role on the offense figures to reduce even more in 2026. Anything less than a 1,000-yard season is gonna put him in bust territory for 2026. Terrion Arnold. Arnold was the consensus top cornerback prospect entering the 2024 NFL Draft. So when the Philadelphia Eagles made Quinion Mitchell the first corner taken at number 22 overall, well, it felt like a mega victory for the Detroit Lions, who selected Arnold 2 spots later at number 24. Injury woes limited Arnold to 24 games over his first 2 NFL seasons. Per Pro Football Reference, he allowed 1,006 yards and 7 touchdowns in coverage, with opposing QBs combining for a 96.3 passer rating when they targeted him. Not only has the Alabama product failed to live up to expectations, but he's been a real liability in the secondary. And that is not gonna work for a Lions squad that is strictly in win-now mode. We saw Arnold flash his potential at Alabama, with first-team All-SEC and first-team All-American honors. But the Lions cannot afford to wait around for Arnold to suddenly appear. He is officially entering a now-or-never phase of his career. So, he better kick it into gear. Felix Anudike-Uzomah. After winning their first of back-to-back Super Bowls in the 2022 season, the Kansas City Chiefs used the number 31 pick on the local defensive end from Kansas State. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo has aced the art of getting the most out of his pass rushers. Also, how often does KC GM Brett Veach strike out on a first-round pick? Very rarely, that's for sure. Anudike-Uzomah was supposed to add more juice to a pass rush led by Chris Jones and George Karlaftis, and yet, he's only had 3 sacks and 2 forced fumbles over his first 2 NFL seasons. He missed the entire 2025 campaign with a hamstring injury, and Kansas City declined its 5th-year option. As always, that's a club's nice way of telling a team that it is put up or shut up time. The Chiefs are looking to bounce back from a disastrous 2025 campaign that saw them miss the playoffs for the first time since 2014. They are not going to play around this year. Chris Jones is not getting any younger himself, and he's coming off a down season. If he continues to decline, and if Anudike-Uzomah can't take that next step forward, Casey's pass rush is gonna be in serious trouble. But hey, other than that, no pressure at all. Broderick Jones. With the number 14 pick in 2023, the Steelers selected Jones, a 2-time national champion at Georgia. The hulking offensive tackle was supposed to be a building block on the O-line by now. And yet, Jones had arguably his worst season in 2025. He finished with a Pro Football Focus grade of 57.7, allowing 6 sacks on the year. So the Steelers put Jones on notice with 2 significant offseason moves. One, they declined Jones' 5th-year option. Secondly, they selected Arizona State tackle Maxi Anachor with the the number 21 pick. Consider 2026 the last opportunity for Jones. He's yet to establish himself as a capable starter through 3 years. Clock is now ticking, big man. Kayvon Thibodeaux. The 2022 NFL Draft was never considered great to begin with. Still, there was a time leading up to it where the Oregon edge rusher was regarded as the frontrunner to go first overall. However, character concerns and questions about his effort and work ethic led to Thibodeaux falling slightly lower. So, the New York Giants used the number 5 pick on him. Thibodeaux had a solid rookie year, recording 4 sacks, 5 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles while helping the Giants to a surprise playoff appearance. Thibodeaux took his game to another level though in year 2, racking up 11.5 sacks, 4 pass breakups, and 3 forced fumbles. Unfortunately, it's been a little downhill for Thibodeaux ever since. Injuries limited him to 22 games over the 2024 and 2025 seasons. He had just 8 sacks over that period, finishing 2025 with a lackluster PFF grade of 66.0. So we're now 4 years into his career. Will the real version of him please stand up? The Giants didn't use a top 5 pick on him to be an up-and-down performer. 2 good seasons followed by 2 injury-prone and ineffective campaigns? Something's gotta give in 2026. Lukas Van Ness. It was a mild surprise when the Green Bay Packers used the number 13 pick of 2023 on the Iowa defensive end. I mean, a year earlier, they used first-round picks on Georgia linebacker Quay Walker and fellow Bulldog Devontae Wyatt. Their front 7 had already boasted Preston Smith, Kenny Clark, and Rashawn Gary too. Sure enough, the Van Ness pick has turned out to be a regrettable one for the Packers through 3 years. He's only been used as a rotational piece instead of a regular starter, posting just 8.5 sacks. In a surprise move, the Packers decided to pick up Van Ness's 5th-year option. That doesn't guarantee that he'll be here beyond 2026, though. If Van Ness has another uneventful season where he's far too often invisible, well, the Pack shouldn't hesitate to trade or cut him altogether. Keon Coleman. The Buffalo Bills were so high on Coleman that they were happy to trade down 5 spots from number 28. That included a blockbuster trade with the arch-rival Kansas City Chiefs, who obtained the number 28 selection from Buffalo to take Texas wideout Xavier Worthy. The Bills traded down again via the Carolina Panthers before finally selecting the Florida State wideout with the number 33 pick. With Stephon Diggs getting traded to the Houston Texans, the path was there for Coleman to quickly slide in as Josh Allen's new number 1 receiver. Coleman had a decent rookie year with 556 receiving yards in his rookie season, but his sophomore campaign was a giant letdown from the beginning. Aside from mediocre on-field production, Coleman was briefly benched in one game for disciplinary reasons. His season ended with 38 catches for 404 yards and 4 touchdowns. Speaking to reporters after the season, Bills owner Terry Pegula said that GM Brandon Beane didn't prefer to draft Coleman. Pegula blamed Sean McDermott and the coaching staff for pushing to take him. Either way, a bad look for everyone involved. Buffalo traded for DJ Moore to fill its WR1 need, so consider this a last chance for Coleman to show that he's deserving of a long-term future in Buffalo. Jordan Addison. Looking to add a sidekick for Justin Jefferson, the Vikings used the number 23 pick of 2023 on the USC wide receiver. Addison needed little time to make an impact, recording 70 receptions for 911 yards and 10 touchdowns in his rookie year. Unfortunately, Addison has single-handedly jeopardized his own career with some careless off-the-field issues. In July of 2024, he was arrested for drunk driving near the Los Angeles International Airport. Though he managed to avoid jail time, Addison would be suspended for the first 3 games of 2025. A week after the Vikings' 2025 season ended, Addison was arrested for trespassing in Hillsborough County, Florida. Not a good look for Addison. The Vikings have enough offensive firepower to get by without Jordan Addison. If he's not going to grow up, stay out of trouble, and return to that star-like form that we saw in 2023, he's gonna inch even closer to bust territory. Michael Penix Jr. The Atlanta Falcons signed Pro Bowl signal caller Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal with a whopping $180 million in 2024 free agency. Presumably, the Falcons quarterback room renovations were done. But no, the Falcons threw a curveball at everyone by selecting Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr. with the number 8 pick, just weeks after signing Cousins to a 9-figure contract. Well, Cousins was benched for the final 3 games after a horrific November and start to December. Penix finished out the year as Atlanta's QB, throwing 3 touchdowns against as many interceptions in those games. Penix opened 2025 as Atlanta's starter. Though the Falcons lost 6 of his 9 starts, Penix showed flashes with 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and an 88.5 passer rating. Unfortunately, he suffered a partially torn ACL that required season-ending surgery, so Cousins finished the year as Atlanta's QB1. Atlanta released Cousins in the offseason, but that was by no means a nod to Penix as their undisputed QB1. The Falcons signed Tua Tagovailoa after his release from the Miami Dolphins, giving Penix some serious competition for the starting gig. We haven't seen a full year of Penix in the NFL yet. He's got to stay healthy this time, and he sure as heck better produce. Otherwise, the Falcons may give Tagovailoa a look. But Which other active NFL players are now on Bust Watch? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.